fresh new flight.
First thing we're going to do is turn on battery and avionics. And we need to fire up the APU. Now, cabin temp is 4 degrees, so we need to get some heat going. We're on takeoff for turbos, auto rich. We set our throttles a little bit.
I like that heat.
Now we're going to get some fog windows. I'm going to leave the defroster off so that I can show you how that works. We are going to set the emergency brake though. Alright, we need to check our bus voltage. 26 I'm climbing, should be around 28. Run 26.7 on the APU. Find the right keys here. Engines are good. In this game we have this, which is kind of highlights and things to watch screen. We also have this. And here's where you do your cold start, auto start, which auto start the menu, the engines. Turn meals on and off. You can do AFK, career off so that I don't, and then damage on so if you crash. Here's where we do our loading. We'll get back to that in a minute. This is the navigator's page. We're plotted for Knoxville, Tennessee. Here you can select an individual engine for throttle control. I only have the one throttle, so I have them all four-slaved. This is our nav and comm information. Engines. My career. Okay. Waiting for cabin temperatures to come up. We're coming up pretty good. Cabin's no longer cold, so now we're going to load. We're going to service the CO2, anti-detonation, and oil. Then you have presets here, or you can manually do your fuel and your loadouts, but we're just going to do a heavy fuel load and a medium passenger load. Now you can see it says exit open. I'm going to go to the co-pilot. Co-pilot can turn some lights on for everybody. I'm going to turn on the cabin lights so people can see, and seat belts, no smoking, and step lights. Now we're going to take a look outside where you can see that we have cargo doors open to load cargo, and we have, if I can get this thing to turn the right way, we have the jetway with the stewardess on board. Now we have 41 passengers left aboard. And you can see that we're boarding, cargo is coming on board, supplies, passengers. You can also see that the main doors and cargo doors are open. The tail is locked. We're running off battery and the APU. Avionics are on. You see our cowl flaps, intercooler, and carb air here. We have 34 passengers left aboard. Carb air is cold. So now we're going to watch and wait while everybody comes on board. As you can see, our center of gravity moves as people are loaded. You can also see our central oil tank temp is dropping. So we're letting it run. 19 passengers left aboard. What'll happen if I turn this stuff off so you can see is once all the passengers are on board, the jetway will pull back and that hatch will close. Additionally, once cargo is loaded, those two hatches will close. You can see the step lights are on here. We have 11 passengers left aboard. Once they come on board, the jetway will retract and that hatch will close.
See a thing out of these windows. Can you put the defroster on? Just shutting now.
And as you can see, that's closed. And if we look at this one, you can see that both the cargo and main doors are closed. Now we're going to go back to the cockpit just so I can show you the fogged windows. I deliberately didn't turn on the defroster yet.
I'm just going to go over some safety and emergency procedures.
I'll dial the defroster.
You'll find emergency landing instructions in the back of the seat in front of you.
That's going to clear the windows.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Now we're going back to flight engineer. We need to start the engines.
Pull still secure.
Starting the engines requires setting fuel for each engine.
Is turned off to the seatbelt sign. Also, smoking is only permitted when the no smoking
And turn
sign
on the
is
booster
off.
pumps.
Please stay in your seats unless you need to use the restroom.
You have to make sure this is closed. You don't want to draw fuel out of that tank. Why does that tank not have any fuel?
In the event of a water landing, there are life jackets throughout the cabin. Put it on, place it over your head. Clip on the waistband and pull it
That's that
tight.
heavy.
Please do not inflate it while you are still inside the aircraft. In addition to the main door, 10 windows throughout the upper cabin and 2 in the lower
Turn all
lounge
this stuff
serve as
off.
emergency exits.
So we have a full fuel tank here, but we're going to make sure that that's closed until takeoff. Okay.
In case of emergency, oxygen with
Now you're in the
masks are
stewardess,
located
give all
throughout
the
the cabin.
flight stuff.
Please pull the mask down
Laser
toward
sets
your
to
face
take off.
and
That's
place the mask
turbo
over your
controls.
mouth and nose.
We're in auto
If you are
reach.
traveling with a child, please attend to yourself
So now we're
first,
going to try
then
and
the
fire
child.
engines. First step,
We are all
turn
here
on
to
the
ensure you
ignition.
have an enjoyable flight.
You start from inboard outward, so we start with 3. Turn the magnetos both on. Here's our gauges we're going to watch.
Their rights have been read. We're ready back here.
You got to prime it. Considering how cold it is outside, we do about 8. Sorry, we got to select the engine first. Then we prime it. Now we're
Turning 3. Contact 3.
Now we're trying to watch for the tachometer to climb. There we go.
Oil pressure's
tachometer's up.
okay.
We'll run up to about 1200 RPM, so we're going to adjust the throttle a little bit. That's to keep the plugs from fouling. Then we're going to turn on. As you can see, we're pulling 100 amps. And we're going to fire 4. Prime it.
Turning 4.
We're going to turn 4 spin.
Contact 4.
And you see
Oil pressure is coming up.
And we're going to fire 4. Now we're just
Oil
kick
pressure
it.
is coming up.
Now we're going to turn on our
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We'll be on our way shortly. The air is cold outside, but we'll keep it warm and comfortable in here for you all.
Book says you want to set altimeter
one of our friendly
cabin
stewardesses
pressure
will be
4,000
happy to
feet above
assist.
takeoff
Sit
altitude.
back
So
and
we
enjoy
go
the
to
flight.
7,100 feet. Maximum cabin pressure change. So that as we take off and climb, we don't have hypoxia. So engine's are idling. Now we have to wait for oil temp to come up. It needs to be 40 before we take off. That's engine temps. And our oil temps at 13C. 3's good. 4's a little low still. 2. Cold. And we're really cold. So we're going to let all that happen. Now while we're letting the engines warm, we're going to go back to the cockpit, down to our nav radios. Zoom a little bit. Set from ADF, automatic direction finder, to nav. And we got to figure out what. Sorry for the wobblings. Figure out what carburetor's called. That's alright. Now we gotta figure out what our nav is. Shift 10. Nav log. This up a little bit. And let's drag this down just a hair. So our first locator is 112.10. So we go from 112.10. Our second nav is 115.10. So our navs are set. Close this. Back to flight engineer. We can see where our engine temps are, where our oil pressure to our oil temps are. We're at 30. I need to get to 40. Our oil temps are at 38 now. Almost where we need to be. So the red temps are good. Carburetor is cold. We'll heat the carburetor and full takeoff. 40 now we can take off, so we need to go from shelter to ram air. Fill on carb heat. And I believe we're ready to put this bird in the air. Now, I set this up so that I can monitor those gauges. Takeoff needs to be 60 manifold, 2700 to 247 psi at auto ridge. We're on auto ridge. That's for wet. So before we take off, we're going to turn anti-detonation on. It shows these lights lit. We're going to go back to the co-pilot. We need to start pressurizing our emergency brakes. And we need to turn on I'm sorry,
Captain,
elevator.
our carb temp is getting very high.
Ailerons. You see we're not quite lined up on the runway. Back to the flight engineer. Our carb temps are getting high, so we turn carb heat off. And now we gotta go back to cockpit. Here's our flap indicator. We need 25 degrees of flap.
Flaps 20 degrees.
Flight crew, prepare the cabin for takeoff.
Flaps 25 degrees.
Emergency brake off. Now takeoff, it's critical that I watch these gauges and keep the aircraft headed on the runway the right way. So here we go.
We're rolling.
Now at about 80 knots, we'll hit rotation speed.
50.
This heavy spurt is probably 100 knots in the air.
80.
To keep our climb rate down, so we clear the runway.
So, carburetor temperature is getting a bit low.
Get in the air, maybe that's it. Gear up. Now as our airspeed climbs, we'll start releasing flap.
Gear up.
Slight roll to the right, and east.
Flaps 20 degrees. Flaps 15 degrees.
Let's climb, guy, it goes down a little bit. Get our airspeed.
Flaps 10 degrees.
Get enough airspeed, flaps all the way in.
Flaps up.
Our engine temps is going to get hot. Oh, too much climb. It's down a little bit on the nose. Pause now, okay. So, takeoff is 60 manifold, 2700 RPM, and 247. We are at 27 RPM. Manifold is 52, 60 is max, and torque pressure is 216, and we can run as high as 247. So we're okay on all of that. You can see our engine temps are climbing. If we go over to the flight engineer station and look at engine temp, you can see we have a double red. That top red is engine's going to fail. Intercooler flaps, which are here, are used once we kick the turbos in. We're in takeoff mode now. After we get a little bit altitude, we're going to switch to climb and cruise, which allows us to dial in turbo when we need it and provide intercooler to control carb temp. We'll try to maintain about 500 feet a minute while our airspeed climbs. Come right a little bit. Come around to about 90 degrees, not too much altitude. We need to fire the turbos, which are these. Unpause for a moment to make sure they all clicked on. They did. And then we need to look at our carb temps are low, but we'll deal with that. Cylinder head temps are pretty high, so we have to watch that really close. You see the turbo bearing temperatures are starting to come up. Alright, back to cockpit.
The engines are starting to get hot.
Yeah. Going for 25,000 feet and 90 degrees. A little choppy with the air. Way too hot on that engine. Pause. Now that we're at climb, we need to dial back 2550 and 195 psi. So we need to dial our throttles back a bit. Lose some airspeed here, so we need to come down to our throttle synchronizer. Let me dial that. Alright, 40 manifold is good. We need 46 manifolds, a little more manifold. RPM is about right. Torque pressure is way down. We're going to lose airspeed. We need our torque pressure up higher. Dial throttle. Alright, now we're going to dive, so we're going to pull the nose up a little bit. Alright, pause. So I can move my view, dial back just a bit. I need to see my altitude. So now we're coming into our climb. Airspeed is around 150, which is a little lower than I wanted it to be, so we're going to nose down a little bit on our climb. Right a little bit more. Start turning this back the direction we're going. We'll pause again. So at climb we want 46 to 51. I'm sitting at 43. We need 2550. I'm at 23 RPMs, a little low. Torque pressure is about where we need at 195. 241 on the engine temp. I'll leave that up for a minute. Get a little more speed out before we start a serious climb. Down to 240, the engine's cooling down. So it gets really hot on takeoff. You have to transition into climb as quickly as possible. Still need to come right. 10 miles out from here. Ease up on the climb rate a little bit. Get right a little bit more. Engine temperature looking good. Again, I'm going to pause. Airspeed is 150 knots. Now we're going to use the autopilot, which is here, to set up our turn and our climb. That way I have time to deal with the engines and all that.
What's up?
So autopilot's on. We're going to zoom out just a little bit. Turn that off. And she's trying to level off. We'll zoom out a bit so I can see the turn indicator ready to come right. And I'm climbing way too fast. 10 degrees. Climb. Airspeed is down to 145.
Hello again. This is your captain speaking. We are climbing up to our cruise altitude. Once we reach this altitude, we will be able to power back and things will quiet down nicely.
Down to about 8.5 degrees. Swing it right. Still okay on engines and all that. Sure good. Minute 490. Now I got time to put a reading navigator. And you see our bearing here. 377.